Hello and welcome to the Simuldub Saints, your guide to seasonal anime dubs. I'm your host, Kid, and with me as always is my trusty co-host.
Hello, I am Archangel, lover of cat girls.
You've been listening to our theme song, Wherever I Go, from friend of the podcast, Ampren. Please check out their awesome music, link in the description.
And this episode of the Simuldub Saints is sponsored by Abstergo Industries. More about them at the end.
You're finding more and more ones I've never heard of.
This one's from Assassin's Creed.
That explains that. Well, although we're going to be doing lots of technical news, because we're talking about the upcoming shows, we actually do have a little bit of news for y'all.
Indeed.
So, first off, Windbreaker Season 2 is coming April 2025. And they're also going to be a video game for Windbreaker. Ooh, sign me up.
Yeah, I assume it's a fighting game. If it's anything else, they're just wasting their time.
I'd actually prefer it to be a beat-em-up.
Okay, that would work too, but...
in my luck, it's probably a fighting game.
Could be both.
Could be both.
But you're right, a beat-em-up would make more sense. I hadn't thought of that. But yeah, and apparently the My Hero Academia anime is getting its final season next year.
Well, yeah. That's been a long, long road. That's the season 8. Which isn't actually accurate in terms of how many years it's been out, because I was watching season 1 in 2016.
Yeah, it seems to have been a cultural fixture for quite a while now.
It has. And the manga ended earlier this year, so it makes perfect sense. They don't need to worry about waiting for the manga anymore at all. It makes perfect sense that the anime is going to wrap up soon. I'm just, wow. That's a big one. Finishing up. I mean, Demon Slayer's also finishing up a trilogy of movies, so we'll be interested to see what new shonen takes its place.
Well, more new champions will rise. So these next two are definitely all you.
Yes. Well, speaking of, how about some old champions? One Piece, the long runner of Doom, is actually taking a break until April. They're doing this to ensure the quality of the episodes for the Egghead arc, which is pretty nice. In the meantime, though, for those of you that are watching subbed, they are doing a One Piece Kai, if you will, for Fishman Island, where they're redoing that arc, but cutting the fluff out of it. Now, as a dub watcher, the main reason this is important, the dub is almost caught up as it is. There is no way the dub does not catch up to One Piece with a wait of 6 months. When it comes back, there's every chance in the world we'll be seeing One Piece simuldubs, and I will be bouncing off walls.
And I will endure.
Speaking of you enduring, yeah, I watched the first episode of Dragon Ball Daima, and I'm also bouncing off walls. The final gift from Akira Toriyama, and it's actually really, really good. In a way that I can't quite explain, because arc in particular I can't explain to you because you didn't live through the Dragon Ball Super years. The only thing you've seen is Dragon Ball Super Broly, which I showed you. It feels like we're back in the 90s era of Dragon Ball again.
Okay.
It feels like a return to form. Not that Dragon Ball Super was bad. I actually did enjoy, parts of Dragon Ball. I enjoyed Dragon Ball Super movies, and I enjoyed the Goku Black arc, except for the ending. Dragon Ball Super had a lot of issues, but I enjoyed it regardless of those issues for the most part. This, I know they took their time animating it, and it showed. The pretty is real. But it's not just that, it's also the style of writing, the new characters and the way they come across. You can feel the Toriyama touch on this one. You really can.
Excellent.
Thank you, Sensei. Well, that's it for news, though. So now you're here to hear about the fabulous fall favorites. Yes, I like alliteration.
It's fun.
But we're going to start with High Dive. We don't actually have any new simul dubs for High Dive, and the reason for that is they're running like 4 of them right now. I imagine, based on the fact that we got into I Parry Everything, Oshinoko, and Level 1 Demon Lord and One Room Hero mid-season, I think we'll get the same treatment for some of the shows that are currently being simulcast.
Yeah. High Dive just seems to do things on a rolling basis rather than trying to do things seasonally, which is whatever.
And they're a much smaller company than Control. This makes plenty of sense. But Oshinoko still got 8 episodes to go. And, oh yeah, Oshinoko's the good shit. Keep it up. Give me more. I'll take it.
I'm pretty sure I found my, the season's not over, but I'm pretty sure for this coming season, I've already found my best waifu.
Oh, yes. I definitely found your best waifu. Ironically, somehow might be mine too, actually. For
different reasons.
For very different reasons, yes. And yet.
Well, my note for this show just says murder is the answer.
Well, because... in this case, I kind of agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's
get him, Aqua.
What really, the whole show is amazing, but I am so invested in Aqua's revenge quest here.
Look, the guy had his mom murdered right in front of him. Yes, he was a reincarnated adult. That doesn't help.
Yeah, no, that actually makes it worse.
I agree, and the trauma of it is actually very real. Just from the episodes we've seen, him having his trauma reaction, oh god, it got me crying, man. You were there.
It's all folding into, it's actually the focus of the current plot, or one of them. So,
no, it's
anyway, go watch the fucking show.
Oh, absolutely. Oshinoko is like one of the best things ever. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Speaking of one of the best things ever, peak anime continues, because I Parry Everything has 5 episodes left to go. Go watch I Parry Everything. I gave it my anime of the year.
Continue.
I gave it my anime of the year. I won't give it anime of the year. That's probably going to be Freedom, but it's probably in my top 3. But I did give it anime of the season last week, so
yeah.
I Parry Everything is definitely another go watch it show. Like, seriously, we can't tell you enough.
Yep, and my note for this one just says Patty.
That's funny for us because we started watching it in Japanese.
Right, and I've said this before, but to say it's not no knock against the English voice actor whose name I cannot recall, but the Japanese VA, the way he said Nora's signature line, Parry.
It's very he's trying so hard, but he can't quite
Patty!
Get
it. It actually was very clear, but it's very Japanese. It's very distinctive and much more forceful. And I think
I agree with you. We mentioned it a minute ago, but Level 1 Demon Lord, One Room Hero. 4 episodes left on this mad, silly, sheer, hilarious show. With the best spy ever.
Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not gonna. We'll spare you the details, but LK and I just about died laughing after the last episode because we realized that 3 of the primary characters in the show are almost their relationship and their personalities are almost exactly analogous to our 2 characters and then a third friend's character from a tabletop RPG that we play in.
It was pretty. It was a pretty funny realization. Yes. And neither one of us are the main character. We give the main characters totally our third friend.
Yeah.
I would actually wonder if he'd want to join us. He does know the podcast. Maybe we can get him in on this one.
Oh, sure.
The last High Dive show, which we haven't been watching yet, although I would like to try it out.
Yeah.
Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night has 9 episodes left. It barely just got started. It's only got 3 episodes dubbed. This is on my I need to watch it list.
Yeah, looking at the previews and stuff, I don't know what to make of this. I really need to.
I don't either, but from trusted people, I have heard nothing but amazing things about this show.
Okay.
So it's definitely something I've been meaning to watch. We just haven't had room in our group because we just had so much going on. That might change here in the near future. We'll see.
Okay.
But that is it for High Dive. Keep watching this space. We will almost guaranteed to at least have one or two of these turn over into something new. Like Level 1 Demon Lord and I Parry Everything have like about a month's left of content left of them. We're probably going to see replacements for them in the middle of the season. So we will see. But that brings us over to the Crunchyroll side of things, where the toilet ghost has returned because after school Hanako-kun is airing Mondays at 11 a.m. Pacific time for the sub. The dub has not started yet, but we following the normal 2 weeks later or 2 weeks behind rule, as I've noted, I estimate October 21st is when that dub will probably be back, but yeah, the Japanese toilet ghost is back.
Yay.
That's about my reaction too. And I know people who really love Hanako-kun.
Oh yeah.
So if you didn't know Ark, Hanako-kun is like urban legend in Japan of a ghost that's bound to a toilet. So it's one of
I
those.
have actually. I did actually encounter it, although I didn't know its wider significance in a visual novel I read.
Well, there you go. So yeah, you've encountered Hanako-kun.
Yeah, it was. Someone was. The rumor was going around about this one particular restroom. It turned out it was one of the actual ghosts who was fucking with people because she was bored.
Yeah, that's basically how those work. All right, and now for the one that I really wish I could show you and Dragon in our little group, but it would take way too much work to catch you up. Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest Season 3. This begins tomorrow as we record this on October 14th. We do not yet have a time. Dub air time, I'm going to give us 2 weeks, so November 4th. Arifureta arc, because I see your comment was okay, and I don't blame you.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I watched season 2 a couple of seasons ago when we were full up on other things, and then I watched season 1 before too, but I was watching season 2 recently. And you know how we watched that one that we gave up on that was a subtitle show last season, the failure frame?
Oh yeah.
Imagine that, but done competently.
Okay. Failure frame wasn't bad. It just wasn't enough for us to spend the time on it.
Yes. I'm not gonna say failure frame. It's not Monster. It's not. It's just it became meh. This is actually fire though.
Yeah.
Arifureta is one that I do think you'd like, but the basic concept, main character, everyone gets isekai'd. Whole school class gets isekai'd, including the teacher. Sound familiar? And on one of their raids, our main character is betrayed by one of his classmates who throws him over the edge. He falls to the bottom of the dungeon where the strongest monsters are, and he has to survive and make his way out, which he struggles to do, but does. And he goes from generic to the absolute strongest because of that. And of course, he gets his own little harem because, anime. What makes Arifureta work, whereas Failure Frame didn't quite work, in my opinion, is the non-main characters. In both, Failure Frame and this, you get, main character that's, got a good grudge going on. And he gets a waifu that you can really enjoy and everything. What really sets them apart here is that Arifureta doesn't only spend time with the main character. There are 2 or 3 subplots going on at a time, and all of the characters are incredibly interesting. And very well done. Season 2 killed off one of my favorite characters. In such a way, though, that they went out like a mad lad. I cried, but I also smiled. That's rare. It was so good.
Excellent.
So, if I haven't sold you an Arifureta yet, I don't know what else I can say. Moving right along.
I'm just going to say Blue Lock, which is the soccer anime.
It's not just a soccer anime. It is a soccer anime that is on absolute crack.
Yeah.
I have not seen the show, but I have seen clips of the show. If any sports anime was going to get me, this one might do it just because it is wild and crazy, but it hasn't as of yet. But I do have a lot of respect for it, and I hear it's quite good. But season 2 has begun. The sub airtime is Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's already running. With that being the case, our estimated time, given the 2-week behind rule, is October 19th. With all these estimations, because the official dub airtime is TBA, because that's Crunchyroll for you, we're giving you guesstimations, not guarantees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as sports anime, I do still want to see that sumo anime sometime, just because I don't really know anything about sumo, and I'm curious. But
would love to show it to you. That's like the one sports anime I really got into.
Yeah.
Speaking of things we really got into, because it's already running.
Trying to get into us.
Oh,
God.
Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific, and the dub is same day. You gotta love it. This show can gobble all my watch times.
I'm gonna gobble all your dongs.
Oh, banana.
Seriously, this show took me by storm. It's rare that I get swallowed up that fast by a show, but this did it.
It's just one continuous facepalm in a good way.
Yes. It's so stupid in a wonderful, wonderful way. We talked about it when we watched it, because just holy crap, as a jokey news item of holy shit, but no, seriously, holy shit. Definitely the standout for me this season so far.
And next up is something that at first I thought was a sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 from the name, but apparently not.
Yes, we have Demon Lord 2099. Sub is Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. The dub we estimate to be on October 26th. This looks like a more serious take on Devil's a Part-Timer, and by that, this is totally the Demon Lord got summoned to our world in the year 2099, though. That's one of the twists. And now he's got to make his way through, life and all that shit. But here's one of the really interesting things. A difference there between Devil's a Part-Timer. He hasn't given up on being the Demon Lord. I'm actually legitimately curious about this one.
Well, in Part-Timer, it's more complicated than that, but
It is. But I'm speaking generically here.
Fair enough.
But I mean, it looks fun. It looks interesting. I'll give it a try.
Totally.
You know something that I won't be giving a try?
Let's see. Demon Lord Retry R.
Season 2 of Demon Lord Retry. Oh god. No thank you. But the sub airtimes are Saturdays at 7:15 a.m. Dub airtime is Saturday at 2:30 a.m. PM rather. Well, both Pacific time. So that's already coming and going if you're into it. This is 100% not my thing. I didn't know what it was when the first season started, and I tried to watch it because, Fantasy World Demon Lords. Well, what could go wrong? Oh god. What could go wrong indeed? No, thank you!
Okay, so is this one of these not porn things?
It's a harem anime and that is like tap dancing on the not porn line. You know how not porn is tap dancing on the porn line? This is tap dancing on the not porn line. It's not quite not porn, but it's really close.
That's really depressing.
Uh-huh.
Well, I took a very brief look at it, and my comment is my perennial observation that hentai should be hentai and anime should be anime.
I agree with you on that one. Alright, something I'm absolutely going to watch because I already watched one episode. I'll become a villainess who goes down in history. Sub airtime Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Dub airtime is TBA. We estimate October 15th on the 2-week behind rule. This girl gets reincarnated into a Otome game because, that genre. But the difference here is she's not going to make a better world. No. She's going to be the best, most amazing villainess you've ever seen. And by that, she's going to accidentally do good things by trying to be evil too hard. And it's funny as hell.
Yeah, so this brought up something that I have read the crap out of and LK intends to, which is I'm the evil lord of an intergalactic empire,
Yeah,
which made me wonder, did they ever make an anime out of that?
They have not.
That's
shout
a
out
missed
to
opportunity.
Darrell, who's the one who actually initially told me about that series. This looks like this is going to be a lot of fun. So, Ark, why don't you tell about the next one?
All I looked at was the title of the game, which was MF Ghost Season 2, which, yeah, looks like Initial D.
This motherfucking Ghost of Initial D!
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I watch an anime of Densha D because multi-track drift too, but aside from that, yeah, okay, whatever.
I don't think either of us are the target audience for car anime.
That actually reminds me, I need to. My car's in the shop. I need to pick that back up, but that'll tell you where my head is at as far as cars go.
All right. So the sub airtime is Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Dub airtime is TBA. We estimate October 20th on the 2-week behind rule. And now something that I'm very excited to watch. Natsume's Book of Friends Season 7. The season where we get a simuldub of Natsume's Book of Friends. Which, something I've noticed between the various seasons of this, they don't get we get the show like every couple, like 3, 4, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, we finally this came out at the perfect time for them to simuldub it. I am so happy. I love this show to pieces. Sub airtime Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Dub airtime TBA. We estimate October 21st for the 2 weeks behind rule. Just, this is good anime eating. If you have not yet begun your journey with Natsume's Book of Friends, get on it. You'll thank me later.
Yeah, it's just one of these animes that I would show to anybody.
Absolutely. Like, the only other one I can think of that I'd say that about is like Nichicho.
Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, like Laid Back Camp and stuff like that. But
well, I haven't seen that one yet, so
it's suitable for anybody. Is the point?
Yes. Speaking of something that actually might be suitable for anybody,
Nina the Starry Bride, rather, which we have seen the first, was it 1 or 2 episodes?
It was 1.
Okay. It's good.
Yeah,
looks
absolutely.
Interesting. One of these fish out of water court romance things.
My comment is adorable Imperial court romance, and we've seen a few of these, and they tend to be pretty fun. You get your political fuckery, as you like to say, but you also get your romance, and I actually think that makes a good combo.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of more so than usual emotional drama within the protagonist, which is interesting.
I don't think that's unusual for what I've seen.
It seems a little more intense than normal, is what I mean.
I don't think so. They tend to be pretty intense.
Okay. Well, anyway, check it out.
Absolutely.
See what you think.
Sub airtime Mondays at 7 a.m. At Pacific time, and the dub is literally half an hour later, Mondays at 7:30 a.m. Definitely check that out. Speaking of things that you need to check out, Peak is back because ReZero Season 3 is here. Already going Wednesdays at 7:30 Pacific for the sub. We estimate the dub to be on October 16th. Although it's ReZero, the dubs have been kind of all over the place, but hopefully that will be the case because, this show is very good. And having already watched What's Out sub with J-Mac, this is very good.
So next up is Seirei Gensouki.
Seirei Gensouki.
I can't read this font.
It's Spirit Chronicles.
Oh, okay, which I don't think I'm familiar with.
Yes, you are, because I rushed you and Dragon through it.
Okay, which one was this?
Oh my god. This is the one we spent an entire day watching last week.
Okay, I'm smart.
This is the one where he's reincarnated, he remembers it, but he also has his own, traumatic second life problems, and
yes.
We have, he's got spirit arts, and at the end of season 1, by the way, your girlfriend's here.
Yeah, so we've got a mix of reincarnation and straight isekai in the same setting.
I mean, that's just, Mushoku Tensei did it. Why not Spirit Chronicles?
True.
But yeah, I'm just happy to see this one
abnormal.
return. We are definitely watching this, so there is every chance in the world we'll have an episode on it. Sub air times Monday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, and the dub is just a half an hour later at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You gotta love that same day dub.
Okay.
And the Burb is back. Because Shangri-La Frontier Season 2 is here. Sub airtime is Sunday at 2:30 a.m. Pacific, as of literally today, being episode 1 for the sub. Again, that's as we record this. Dub, we estimate to be 2 weeks later, on October 27th. Burb is back! Burb is back! Everybody, the Burb is back!
Okay.
He wears a bird head, you could see. Arc, you missed out on season 1 because this was the season where we were asked to pare things back for Otaku, and so there were several shows I had to hold back. This is one of them. It's okay. Main character plays Kusoge, like our friend Josh, Master Kusoge. He plays bad games on purpose to break them. And then he's convinced to play an actually good game, and that was Shangri-La Frontier. But because he plays games the way he plays them, he accidentally triggers some shit to happen that really shouldn't happen, and yet it does. And ridiculous crap ensues. No one's stuck in the game. No one's life is on the line. This is just, I'm in an MMO having adventures, and yet the adventures are unique because he literally triggered a unique quest.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. I would not be averse to showing it to you sometime.
Well, speaking of something that I don't think either of us are particularly interested in.
I'm amazed that they're still making these, though, because this is a 2-decade-old franchise.
Well, that explains it. It's probably got an entrenched fan base by now.
This is Prince of Tennis 2 U17 World Cup.
Yeah, no, the fact that they're making this, it doesn't surprise me. The fact that the Crunchyroll is bothering to dub it
all of Prince of
makes
Tennis
me facepalm.
All of Prince of Tennis has been dubbed.
Okay. Well, again,
in fact,
that's
been a recent push from Crunchyroll, actually. The dub back in the day was done by Viz, and it failed, and then they just dropped it. The ball got picked up by Crunchyroll like a couple of years ago, and they went and dubbed everything else.
Okay. Well, I mean, if people like it, then I won't say you're wrong. Tennis is cool, but
I've only seen episode 1 because I still have a DVD from the Shonen Jump Mail magazine that had a DVD 1-episode trial, and I will say from having watched the 1 episode, it's competent. It's not my thing, but it's well done.
It's tennis. Okay, whatever.
Speaking of things that aren't my thing, Trillion Game! Sub air Thursdays at 10:45 a.m. Pacific. And we have a TBA on the dub, as we estimate October 17th, 2 weeks beforehand. Looks like a bunch of dumb rich kids playing Wolf of the Anime Wall Street to me. I'm not really particularly interested, but...
Okay. To which my response was, why are we glorifying the type of people who ruin entertainment?
Because they're the ones who probably paid for this to get made.
I guess. So if you're into crypto, go watch this.
Okay, well, that brings us to something that you will probably watch, but I probably won't.
I'll check it out just so I can report on it. But yeah, so it's called Tying the Knot with, it's either the or an
with the Amagami.
Amagami sister. So I didn't bother looking at any of the material, but I looked at the thumbnail here, which has 3 girls in Miko outfits. So I'm guessing it's, boy has to pick one of the 3 sisters to marry to continue the shrine or some shit.
It's even dumber than that.
Okay.
because I did watch the trailer. One of us did our homework, even though I had no interest in it. So Guy wants to stay there because it's nearby to his college. In order to do that, he has to marry one of them. But here's the trick. He doesn't believe in gods or anything, and he's outwardly antagonistic towards all of them.
Yeah, okay. So I thought this was going to be a clean version of... I've seen several hentais along this lines.
Oh my god, you.
Yeah, well, it's a competent enough plot device, but this just sounds like a waste of time the way you just described it.
Oh, I'm sure they'll melt his heart and he'll learn to believe again. I'm sure.
Whatever.
My comment stands. Nope.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm after hearing that description, I'm not even gonna bother.
Well, Amagami Sister will be is Wednesdays at 8:30 a.m. Pacific. Dub airtimes TBA. We estimate October 22nd. Something that I'm either going to love or I'm going to hate. You are Ms. Servant. Sub airtime Saturdays 11:45 a.m. Dub is TBA, but we estimate October 19th. You Are Ms. Servant is either going to be the peak of fiction or an absolute trash fire. However, I actually watched the trailer, and I'm actually mildly optimistic because it actually kind of looks good.
Okay. Yeah, I looked at some of the material for this a while ago, and I figured if it was any good, I'd hear about it through channels. So.
Well, I mean, they made an anime, so there you go.
Right, no, but like for the anime, if it's a visual novel or whatever, I haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, if you've been seeing it for channels, I mean, this anime is brand new, so.
Or light novel, I should say. Right. So, like I said, I saw the material in the listings and stuff.
Oh, you're talking
like,
about
okay.
Okay, I misunderstood you. I
Yes.
thought you were talking about in the further back past.
No.
I like the idea of, former assassin, and she's trying to be a maid, and it's kind of funny as hell. The trailer was very humorous.
Yeah, I've seen some plots like this, and while it can be good, what was that horrible American live action movie with the mob boss trying to be a salesman or something?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyway, yeah, I didn't watch it, but I've seen clips of it.
If I want to see this done poorly, the maid we hired recently is acting mysterious was just one where I enjoyed it, but it literally had one note, and then I just played it out over every single episode, and I got done with it. That would be the bad version of this, and it could still be that, but this seems like it's going to be pretty good, but it could also be absolutely garbage. We'll find out. I do intend to try this one.
All right, let me know.
Indeed. Well, we do have a spate of continuing dubs. Delico's Nursery, which is still absolutely great, vampy shit. You gotta love it.
Absolutely adorbs.
Fairy Tale continues to be Friendship is Magic.
Shrug. My comment is literally shrug.
Yeah. Tower of God enters the workshop battle. It's time to kick some fog ass!
And my comment is, as ever, murder is the answer.
This is one of those cases where I agree with you. Fuck Rachel. And lastly, True Beauty. Not my thing. Wasn't my thing last time. Still not my thing, but
yeah, I forgot to check this out. So
I did learn something about it, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is a manhwa. This is not a manga. This was based on a Korean webtoon.
Okay. So yeah, I am gonna at least watch 1 or 2 episodes of this so I can report back to everybody at some future time. I meant to do it when it first came out, but
when you do, let me know.
Forgot.
A, if you like it, and B, if you think that it will surprise me and I'll actually like it, and I will trust your judgment.
Almost certainly not. But if I do think so, for some reason,
I will let you
know.
Like, I'm not completely immune to that genre. But
yeah, it looks like if it's anything, it's between us. It looks like it's a me show, not a you show.
Absolutely. All right, well, that is actually all of our dubs. But as with last time, there are subs that we found that are interesting.
Indeed. So LK has a number, but the only one that we share is appraisal, as I just call it.
Yes, which we both have absolutely been watching. Very happy when that came back, but as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world.
Yeah, and it does. The anime does seem to be taking its own spin vis-a-vis the light novels, and they're both good, yeah, but just different. So,
Yeah, so is that literally the only sub you took interest in?
of the ones you listed, yeah.
Well, I mean, they would have been, the subs would have been on the page on their own, but
Let me check real quick, but I don't think so. Did you go talk about yours real quick? But
sure. I'm sure I should have clarified that with you earlier. I apologize. The other ones that I'm interested in, the first two are 99.9% likely to get a dub. Blue Exorcist Beyond the Snow Saga, the continuation of Blue Exorcist. I'll be shocked if they don't dub that. They dubbed the last season there, so. Plus, Kuro and I gotta talk about it again. Absolutely. Dragon Ball Daima I know is getting a dub, and yet I'm already watching the sub, and it's been quite good. Let This Grieving Soul Retire. I've been watching this one subbed already, and I'm already wishing it had a dub because it is funny as hell. It is our main character is part of a guild where everyone is like the most amazing fighters ever. They're all childhood friends, including him. He is average, and yet they won't let him quit. And he's kind of had to bullshit his way and be like, he keeps trying to find ways to get them to kick him out, and they won't do it. And eventually he's put himself into the party leader position where he does the PR shit, and he like, oh yes, I'm great, totally, yeah.
It's like the hero from Re-Slime.
Kind of, yes. No, there's a lot of ones like this where, in fact, all the other ones I'm about to mention are kind of similar this season in that we're dealing with, fantasy world parties where things are a little bit different. The next one, the healer who was banished from his party, is in fact the strongest. Pretty typical banished from party storyline going on here.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize when I first glanced over this earlier because I was half asleep. I've actually read the light novels for this. It's nothing extraordinary, but it's good and it's kind of funny. There's some dark shit that goes on. So it's nothing groundbreaking, but I think it will make a very good anime.
Well, I have already watched 2 episodes of it, and I very much enjoy what I have seen. It's certainly nothing special, but it's good.
I got bored after a while with the novels, but I think watching the hijinks animated will give it much more longevity.
And the last of mine, and again, these last 3 are all very similar. The most notorious talker runs the world's greatest clan. This is another fantasy world thing. Talker is a class in this world where you basically buff and debuff. That's what a talker does.
Makes sense.
But because their skills aren't flashy, they're not as desirable in terms of public-facing sides of things. And people who don't know what they're talking about undervalue them because you can't see the effects without knowing what they're doing.
I think with a name like that, they'd also be good at PR, but...
Well, this is a matter of, mage blows stuff up. Swordsman does cool things. I can see that. Seeing a buff and debuff, that's a little...
So they're a bard, in other words.
Yeah, kind of. This is not actually the plot. That's just kind of the background information. The plot, however, which gets really interesting, is our main character is the grandson of a legendary adventurer who trained him to be as good as he could be. And so he's trying to create a great, the world's greatest clan. And the fun twist here is he finally saves up enough money with the clan funds and his personal funds combined to start up a clan with his group that he's adventuring with. Problem is, his 2 of his group members run off with the money to pay off their gambling debts.
Oy vey.
And that's how this gets started.
Okay, well, murder is the answer.
Oh, they wish he'd murdered them, but it is far worse.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, I thought you'd like that. That's actually the thing about our main character in that one, is he's very ruthless, the main character in that show. Not evil, but ruthless.
Excellent.
So that would be the sub-shows that I'm interested in. Do you have a chance to look over and see if there's anything else that caught your attention?
Nothing, just glancing over the lineup. So, again, Healer, I want to see what they did with the animation, and the last one you described, your description actually makes me interested now.
Well, I'd be happy to watch them with you at some time.
Okay.
But that is, well, that's about what I got. So, Ark, why don't you tell us about today's sponsor?
Okay, so this episode of the Simuldub Saints is kindly sponsored by Abstergo Industries, who need little introduction, I'm sure. Because since 1937, Abstergo has been the world leader in both pushing core science and its practical application. And they continue to bring us wonders in pharmaceuticals, electronics, household goods, food production, and much, much more. Today, we've specifically been sponsored by their sub-entity, Abstergo Entertainment, who want me to remind you about how they are revolutionizing both entertainment and education with their Animus technology. Now, this allows you to relive actual history via genetic memories. And for me, as an amateur historian, this is absolutely a dream come true. I can't wait to see what actually happened at different times in history. And I'm told that they've almost perfected the ability to create entirely fictional Animus experiences from whole cloth, allowing similarly vivid retellings of old and new fictional stories alike. And personally, I would start with great works of world literature like The Island of Lonely Beast Girls, but that's just my opinion.
Of course.
So the latter bit is, so if anyone like LK is not familiar, in Assassin's Creed, the whole premise is that this Animus thing allows you to dive into your own genetic memory, or later to extracted genetic memories of other people. And
yeah, once you said the Animus, I knew what you're talking about. I did play a little bit of Assassin's Creed.
Right. So it was great up through 4, the way they were developing that before the whole franchise went off the rails. But this last bit of is just me thinking, okay, what's next? Well, they should fabricate stuff out of whole cloth and just go the full brain dance route.
Hey, we could have aliens ask us for our banana.
Yeah, I'll pass on that one, but yeah.
You don't want to go to Dan?
No. No, I do not.
Oh, gosh. But yeah. I guess thank you for the sponsorship. Please don't kill us. Don't send the assassins after us.
Well, the irony of that statement is amusing, but
yes, that's what I was going for.
Okay then. All right.
But yeah, I guess that's it for this week's episode of Simuldub Saints. So until next time, see you later.